Well, again, I want to give God the glory. This is a great week. Definitely a smile on my face because, again, we try to bat off the thoughts about Coastal Carolina for 11 weeks, and now it's here. And so we all know that we thank God for really the positive things for this week is that we have an opportunity, number one, to be conference champions. Then the second thing is we have an opportunity to make the playoffs, all in one game. And so as kind of talk to the players on Sunday, you can't get any better than this. Where you dream about the opportunity to play one football game and it has all the questions to be answered after the game. To be champions and make playoffs and be a historical moment here at Liberty University. Changing over to Coastal Carolina. First of all, you got to start with Coach Moglia. He's done an outstanding job. 3 years he's been there, and they've been in the playoffs every year, and they have a very good coaching staff. They coach well. Their players play well. They have talent, offensively and defensively. They do a great job. Obviously, it always starts with the quarterback. Alex Ross has done a tremendous job being able to run, being able to throw, and make a lot of plays, and he's able to extend plays. Their running game is solid. They've had new receivers, but they've come in and done well. They may not have just one particular guy, but they got 2 or 3 guys they throw to, including the tight end. They get the ball to their backs. So they do a very good job. Obviously, over 40 points a game, and when you say that, then you know they're very good. I think the one area that they really improved on is really their defense. I think they're holding people under 20 points a game. And when you do that, I think here in this day and age in 2014, to hold an offense under 20 points a game, I mean, that's fantastic. And so they play well as a group, what I would say, on defense, and they do a good job. They're even front on the defensive side of the ball, and they play some man-to-man coverage, but they really do a very good job of riding to the ball and tackle pretty good. Special teams have been very good, been solid as far as their kicking game, their return game, and all those things in that area. So there's really not been any flaws, which I think their record speaks for that, is that they play well quite a bit. And another thing that's been great is they've won on the road. They've been on the road more than they've been at home. And so that really tells you a lot about their football team when they're able to do that. The injuries, Woodrum is, you can say, probable to questionable, but we'll see what happens as we go through the end of the week. Shales is questionable. Kendall Kuhlman is questionable with a lower body. And then the keys to the game. I think we must play well early. I think that's going to be very important. It's always important on every game. It's always more important on the road that you play well early. We must win the turnover margin. I think when we get into the area of having more than one turnover a game, we have a little more tendency. Not to say we haven't won any game when we have multiple turnovers. We have a little bit more difficult time to winning games when we have more than one turnover. And so we're going to make sure we take care of the football. Then I think tackling well on defense, and then we must rush the ball for at least 4 yards or more on our rushing per attempt there. So I think those are the things that are key for us to have a chance to beat the number 1 team in the country. And again, I think we're well equipped to get that done. Now it's all time now to preparation time, and then on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, it's on, and Liberty will be ready. Open up to questions.
Coach, if Stephon does play Saturday, how comfortable are you guys with expanding the playbook a little bit more against Coastal?
We'll keep evaluating that day by day. That might be a little bit more than what we did last week. But again, it's all about execution. What can he execute? What can our team execute? So it's kind of going to be a little double dip. Obviously with Josh Woodrum and both of them being possible of being able to play or one other, we got to have 2 game plans, and we will. And so we'll see how it all goes here toward the end of the week. But Stephon Marshall, I thought overall, probably the biggest thing I was impressed with was his poise. As far as throughout the ball game, it didn't seem like anything, got under his skin or anything of that nature where he got all discombobulated about what to do and how to do it and being frustrated. He kept his poise, and I think that was advantageous for him and our football team.
Was Josh able to do anything Sunday when you guys worked out?
No, he won't do anything today. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have an opportunity to see if he can do anything tomorrow.
Coach, if Josh is not able to go, how big of a blow would that be for this team with this big of a ball game, not having your veteran quarterback in the lineup to play?
Oh, if he's not able to go, we just keep on going and keep playing. We keep preparation going. Again, we always talk about the next guy got to be ready to play at any given time there. So we can't worry about who's not there. We got to worry about who's able to play. So if that crosses that bridge when it comes, though.
Greg Ray be back at center.
Greg Ray starting at center.
There's a report out there that Josh has an infection or a cut on his leg. Is that accurate?
I'm not going to comment on all of the deeper details of what's going on there. He has a lower body injury, and we'll take it from there.
When you look at the data and analyze the video, what are some places you think you can exploit against Coastal?
Well, I think the running game is what we got to get done. We got to have some type of a running game going. We want to get into a throwing situation. Again, whether it's Josh or whether it's Stephon, it really doesn't matter. We have to establish the running game, I think, to be successful against them. And that's our own thing we do anyway. So really not a whole lot that's different than what we play against any opponent, but that's very important for us. I think when we have great success, we're able to do fairly well as far as running the football.
Talked about the tackling last week. Did you see anything else schematically, defensively that really broke down?
Oh, they had a couple of schemes that they did against us as far as our alignment, and took a little bit of advantage of that. But I really would say the most part where we got hurt was really just being able to make the tackle. I think particularly the long runs, we had a person there and they just didn't make the tackle. So if you prevent the longer runs, I think you always going to have a better chance to do that, particularly with the fullback there. He did a great job of being able to run through tackles. He's done it against everybody. So, but we were hoping that was not going to happen against us.
Is it a relief to finally play this game? I mean, you mentioned, everybody had kept saying, when we play Coastal at the end of the year, it's finally here. How much of a relief is it to not have to, wait another week or another couple of weeks to play?
Well, the great thing about it also is that we are playing for something, too. Again, it's one game to come down to all of it, being the conference champion and being able to make the playoff. And so that's even makes it more exciting. So, again, I don't need to necessarily say a whole lot to our football team and get them ready to play. It's more now just focus on the preparation, the execution, and how well we're going to be prepared and being able to do our best as far as against Coastal.
What kind of challenges Henderson, the running back, present to you? He's a little different guy than Talafero was last year.
Well, I think the biggest thing is he has a good burst. As he hits the hole, he can find the creases and he hits it with acceleration. It's probably a little bit different as far as last year, Talafero. So again, he's a tough guy, runs hard, runs well, may not have the great speed, but he's more quick and burst and strong runner. It's probably his assets that he is as a running back.
You guys were chasing that extra point in the second half last week. Was there anything else besides the kick that maybe threw that one off for John?
No, just missed a kick. I guess it's like somebody misses a throw, they miss a tackle, they miss a catch. Sometimes that happens. Unfortunately, it was the wrong timing for us.
What's Josh been like the last couple of days in terms of trying to coach Stephon through things while trying to get himself prepared to play?
Oh, he's doing what he's always done before as far as being around with each other. Quarterbacks always talking about the game and game plan and what you need to adjust and what would you do if you saw this, if you would do that. And so they all continue to work together on that game plan, and that's no different than anything else. So, again, they work well together. So Javin Shashad is also involved in all that too. So the quarterbacks always stay together. They work hard together, and the guys will continue to do that.
Is Todd making more healthy this week than he was last week to maybe get some reps to help DJ alleviate some of the backfield?
I would say he's probably better prepared. I think last week, still maybe wasn't quite 100%. I think it was probably more just because he hadn't really run the ball, hadn't been into 11-on-11 type of a competition. Again, we didn't really bang or hit a whole lot as far as that goes, but just being around it and doing those things. And so I think he'd be much better prepared to play more in this game. Again, we hadn't made a decision whether he's going to play more or less or whatever, but we always know he is available.
Coach, Coastal has been good for a lot of years, but what in particular makes them stand out much better this year than they have been, say, in the last 2 or 3 years?
Overall talent at every position is solid and good, particularly on defense is what I would say. They've always been pretty good on offense, but I think they're very good and very solid on defense at every position. So there's not a so-called the back end or the D line, maybe not quite as good. I think overall they understand their concept, they understand what they're trying to do, and they're working well together as a unit on defense.
What do you do to work on tackling this week while staying healthy and not putting your guys through too much stress?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, are you bending from the knees more than your waist? Again, you don't have to hit and bring somebody down and improving your tackling in practice. So I think as we get into watching our guys perform a tackling drill, whether we're doing an 11-on-11 or a team type of deal or one-on-one, are you in proper position? Your head's up, you're bending at your knees, and you got your hands in proper position to move your feet. And if you're moving your feet at the point of contact, you're a whole lot better than when we saw a couple of times when people were almost leaning or jumping at people and not moving their feet. And that's when people run through the tackle versus them being able to make a better tackle. So we can see all those technique things as far as watching them on tape and not have to be a physical practice.
What can you take from your last trip down there? I know it was way different circumstances 2 years ago, bad weather, that sort of thing. What kind of lessons did you learn from that that you can apply to this week?
Oh, I don't know if there's a whole lot per se. We don't have a whole lot of guys, and got some that were on the team at that particular time, and so I'm really probably not going to say a whole lot about it, just kind of what it's all about and what the locker room is, and just give them a preliminary of that. It's more of a mentality that we need to know our execution has to be better. And all the surroundings, the weather, that won't be a distraction, whether it's good or bad or whatever. I heard it's supposed to be fairly well and all that for its weather, so that's not going to be an issue there. And just let them know about the surface. It's a grass surface, and just be as simple as that. And it's all about execution. And so that's what I talk to them about every ball game. And on the road game, it's always be a little bit extra focus on different things that you need to do, and it's even more because you're playing the best football team in the country.
I know you guys are flying down there this week, is that right?
Correct.
Is that almost like a direct response to them flying up here last year, or is that because I know you busted?
No. I guess after the last time I made the trip, I questioned it as far to myself, to Jeff Barber, and to Paul, just about that was right. That's just a fine line there. I think it's right around 5 hours, maybe slightly over 5.5, and that's that fine line whether you fly, whether you drive, and if we're able to do it and afford it and all those kind of things. So. That was already in the works even before what they did or didn't do the last year when they came up here. And it's no different last year, obviously, going to Charleston Southern, wanted to try something a little bit different, do something different, and we did. So I guess anything that we can do to try to help ourselves to become a little better preparation, then, I'm at least going to bring it up, and obviously AD going to make a final decision and okay it, and he has. And it's also on the other end is hoping that you have an opportunity to play in a playoff game, then you come back and you got to get ready for preparation too. So just a whole lot of things that did go into this before we even came in this year.